I'm Chip, and today's video is about this washing machine, a Kenmore old school washing machine that a lady brought me the other day. And she told me that a friend of hers that worked on washing machines said that she could probably get it fixed for just replacing a $2 switch. I don't know when the last time this friend did any work on a washing machine, but I haven't seen a $2 switch in a long time. So anyway, I took the machine in and I told her I'd fix it. This was a particularly busy day. I got distracted several times, had to go on a few service calls. I had visits from Amana and Mr. Harper, and it took almost the entire day to finish this project. But I pieced together all these pieces of film, and this is how I fixed it. So please enjoy the video, and I'll see you on the end of it. Alright, what we have here is a machine that the customer said it doesn't work. Says it won't spin her clothes out. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the cover off so that we can see what's going on with the machine. I've already popped these two clips out. If you don't know how to do it, you take a putty knife, slide under this thing here, and you depress these clips right here on both sides, and it should lift right off. Next, you want to take like a screwdriver, put it right in here, pull forward, and these clips will come off. You want to take your lid switch off. Set over here. I already started this before I thought about filming. There's a lot of good footage by not doing that. We'll set that aside. Pull this off. And then down in here we have a 7/16 inch bolt. Dogs are gone. I need to change those too. Alright. Pull our agitator off. Now we're down to the nitty gritty. So let's see what's going on with this machine. I could have left the agitator in, but so turn this around and put it on spin. We need a lid switch bypass, which I have right here. This should turn it on. Let's say it might have been in neutral. Huh. I suspect we don't have a clutch or something's going on with the transmission. So we got it down to that. Let's turn it up, pull the transmission, and examine the clutch, which is easy to do. I always put mine up on this roll around dolly on account of it's easy to manipulate that way. Pull these water pump clips. We'll set this water pump right over here. These clips fit in just like this. Rotate, and they attach to the motor. Make sure we've unplugged it. We have. What are you doing? What are you doing? A little windy today. Peacock came to see what I'm doing. He's nosy. Now these motor clips have 1/4-inch screws in them. If the motor's never been off, pretty much can tell because most technicians don't put these back on. And I'm one of them. I don't see the necessity of it. Alright, so rock this motor side to side, back and forth. This should release our rubber motor mounts, these right here. Set that aside, rotate these 90 degrees, pull them out. These are our motor clips. Now putting parts everywhere. Let's put them all over here. Now, we need a 1/2 inch wrench to take out these 3 transmission bolts. There's our 1/2, and we already have our over here. Here's one here. Amongst this spider web, I just wrapped all that stuff up around my socket. Nasty. There's one down there. And there's one on the bottom. See if this will pull out. Oh, I like them when they just slide out so easy. Now let's check out this clutch. Well, what do you think? I can just turn it very easily with my fingers. So we're going to change that clutch. And we'll sorting screws. Just set it right here. Let's get us a clutch. I'm going to prepare this new clutch. So if you look at your chart right here, it tells you which spring to use. It says to determine which clutch spring to use, match the cabinet style width with a washer. So see the chart below. It says 24, 27 regular, large capacity, extra, and super capacity. Use the blue spring. If it's small or a over/under laundry system, use the black spring, which is already installed in here. So we need to change the spring out. So adjust your pliers, depress the clutch pad spring, and there's, see these little notches right here? Remember, they always go down. Get your new spring out, dump everything in there. And this little rubber piece goes inside the spring. It kind of dampens any vibrations or anything. Now these little cups on the end, they will come off like this, go straight off. You don't want that to happen. Alright, now with our little tit sides down, we press the spring and put it back into the bell housing. There we go. And we can't push that with our finger. And this one slips, just terribly slips. So I'm pretty sure we need to change this clutch. I'll leave that right there. I'm going to need my screwdriver. And my clutch. Let's remove this one. First you take this cover plate off, then you have a C-clip right here. It just comes right out of the 2 grooves on the side of this transmission shaft. And you don't want to lose that. Then you have the retainer clip right here. You can just pop it out with a screwdriver, and then the whole thing can just slide right off. Now, to put the new clutch on, you're going to need this plastic piece right here. It goes on the bottom. It just kind of snaps into position. You're going to put it right back down. Our new retainer clip. Put our new retainer clip in. And I use a screwdriver. Some people have a tough time with these, but I usually have a good luck with them. Now that I said that, I'm going to have difficulty with this one. There it went. Don't forget your C-clip. Some people have forgotten those before. It snaps back on. And put your cover back on. Yeah, here we go. Now, you can change this out if you have to. I usually do. There's two little posts in here that wear out. Sometimes these are kind of hard to get off. There's also a C-clip on it. Use the right tool. They come out pretty easy. Well, the camera died, but in the meantime, I got this clip loose and pulled off. This is what it looks like. Set it right here. We'll take the old gizmo off. I don't know what they call it. And it hooks on this cam right here, and this cam runs on these rollers to open and close this brake right here. I'll show you how it works when we get it back on. Put the new one on, and we'll install this new clip, or same clip, not new, it's the new actuator thing, I guess. And clip it back on. Alright, so this thing comes around and hits here, and it depresses it. Maybe it hits the other side. No, it hits there. And depresses the brake shoes. One of the reasons that didn't work is those brake shoes were rusted to the drum. That's no good. That's probably why it wasn't working. That clutch was bad too, because they had run it with the brake shoes frozen up. What you can do to alleviate that is put a little WD-40 on the brake shoes. Now, why would you oil brakes? Well, if this thing stops suddenly, you can damage other things on it. While we're under here, we want to examine our wear pads. Looks like they're all good. Yeah, you have to reach in there and kind of feel them. And they have plenty of surface area on them. Yeah, they're good. So you don't need new wear pads. Now, we'll stick it back together and we'll see how things work. When you put this on, you're going to take your spring, I don't know if you can see it, that spring, you want to put it away from this, because that's the spring will hit on there and it won't sit flush. So let's put her back together. Very good. Our other camera battery's down, so I'm using this one. So we reinstalled our transmission with a new clutch. What we discovered was that the brake shoes were stuck to the drum, and that other clutch was worn out, probably because of those brake shoes. And we got a visit from Amana, and he's feeling his oats today. Come on, come on, come on. Good old man. Ah, low life like me have to look at the back side of you, huh? We can't look at your pretty colors. Let's take a step forward, huh? Take a step, take a step, take a step, take a step. Shake those feathers. Shake. You are a magnificent specimen. We need to get you a lady bird. All right, let's get back to work. Well, the last time we were here, I was putting this transmission in and the camera went dead. So anyway, we got it put in. Now we're gonna put our motor back in. And we lined this up. Oh yeah, it started raining since then. When Mr. Harper came out, he's sorting screws. He likes to do that. We're going to put these motor clips back on. And put our wiring harness back on. If you look at this, it's kind of pointing away from this direction. So we need to turn it to kind of line up just like that. Mr. Harper, did you ever play marbles when you were a boy? Yeah. You did?
I didn't win very many of those.
You didn't?
I used a steel ball bearing.
I would play with you. Break my glass marbles with your steel ball bearing. How'd y'all do it? You draw a big circle in the ground on the ground?
Two men do it. Two boys.
Two boys. Oh, is that big? It was a big circle.
Big circle.
I didn't play like that. We used to play. Had like 3 holes going one way and one the other. You had to go to each hole, then back, and then you had to go diagonally to the other one.
I that way too.
I don't remember what that game was called, but we played that way.
One of them was called Monopoly.
Can't say who. You said you went fishing when you was a little boy, you said?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Capture River.
On the banks?
Yeah, we didn't have no anything to fish with was cane pole.
Cane pole. What? How about you didn't have rods and reels? Or
Not in them days we didn't.
did you have any boats? You have any boats to go down the river?
Yeah, they had some boats. We couldn't afford one.
Oh yeah. Did you catch very many?
Yeah, always caused a big mess and had to get some away.
Oh, was it perch or catfish or?
Perch. We hardly ever caught a catfish.
Where'd you? Alright, so we're gonna have to change the dogs in this. First thing you do is get this shield off. It pops off. Get the old dogs out. And once you pop it back in, they ought to stay by themselves. So we needed to do that. Now we can put the agitator back in. Before we do that, where are the parts? Here's one. That goes right in there. I'm not sure what that does, but they're in there for some reason. A lot of machines don't have that. I'll put the agitator back on. Get our 7/16. Now the customer brought this and said that it had something wrong with one of these switches, but when I checked it, it wouldn't agitate. I mean, it wouldn't spin because it had a bad clutch and a stuck brake. So before we release this machine, we're going to test it out and make sure there's nothing else wrong with it. Let's see, I'm looking for this little thing here that goes right there. There we go. Now let's plug it up and test the spin on it. We already got it set. Let's look at there. Success. And the brake stops okay even with that lube on it, WD-40. So we'll fix that part of it. I'm testing that machine out there, and as soon as it's through, we'll put this on the rack and we'll test it to see if there's some problem with one of these switches here. I don't know what they're talking about, but I won't know until I put water on it. Anyway, that's what we'll do next. Okay, well, we are going to put this on the test rack now. And we'll see what they're talking about. Yeah, anytime you get something, the customer said it's a $2 switch. Somebody told her it was a $2 switch. Well, it turned out to be a clutch, stuck brake, and whatever else we can find. I'm thinking maybe this thing had been in storage, and if it had been in storage, it may have the brake may have seized up, rusted, and before it was in storage it was alright, except for that clutch had to be slipping, or if they brought it out and ran it through a spin cycle with that brake stuck like it is, it could have worn that clutch out right then. But we'll put some clothes in it. This one tested okay. Put a load of test towels in it. So we'll try that. So anyway, you see that a $2 switch turned out to be a stuck brake and a worn clutch. That was the only thing that I found wrong with the machine after I'd fixed it. After I tested it, it tested good, and I pressure washed it, cleaned it up real well for the lady. She came and got it the next day, and she wasn't displeased that it cost a little bit more than $2, but I told her switches were fine. It was just the stuck brake and a worn out clutch. Helped her husband load it up, and they were on their way. But thanks for watching my video, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.